Characteristics, advantages, and the role of entrepreneurship in economic development. Main content. Definition of terms. Identification of character traits of entrepreneurs. Advantages of entrepreneurs. Disadvantages of entrepreneurs. Connect with me via WhatsApp, +234 703 247 4726, to get more interesting videos. Please, to support our ministry, remember to like the video, and also find it in your heart to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then gently tap the bell to turn on the notification, so as not to miss out on the next videos. 1.0. Introduction. Management experts have preoccupied their time with search for universal traits of successful entrepreneurs. The questions often asked are: 1. Is the entrepreneur a different kind of person with distinct character traits? 2. Are entrepreneurs born or made? Whether entrepreneurial tendencies exist at birth, or are developed as a person matures, certain traits are usually evident in those who enjoy success. Many of these traits have been found in successful managers as well as entrepreneurs. 2.0. Objectives for Unit 2. At the end of this unit, you should be able to 1. List 10 character traits of entrepreneurs. 2. Discuss any 5 of character traits of entrepreneurs. 3. List and discuss the advantages of entrepreneurs. 4. List and discuss the role of entrepreneurship in economic development. 3.0. Main content. 3.1. Characteristics of an entrepreneur. Several character traits have been identified with successful entrepreneurs. Some of the most important ones are discussed below. 1. Passion for the business. The entrepreneur must have more than a casual interest in the business, because he or she must overcome many hurdles and obstacles. If there is no passion or consuming interest, the business will not succeed. Burning passion. Absolutely, says Quinn, 2002, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. 2. Tenacity, despite failure. Because of the hurdles and obstacles that must be overcome, the entrepreneur must be consistently persistent. Many successful entrepreneurs succeeded only after they had failed several times. It has been stated that successful entrepreneurs don't have failures. They have learning experiences. Goodman, 1994, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. 3. Confidence. Entrepreneurs are confident in their abilities and the business concept. They believe they have the ability to accomplish whatever they set out to do. Lamming and Cole, 2007. This confidence is not unfounded, however. Often, they have an in-depth knowledge of the market and the industry, and they have conducted months, and sometimes years, of investigation. It is common for entrepreneurs to learn an industry, while working for someone else. This allows them to gain knowledge, and make mistakes before striking out on their own. 4. Self-determination. Nearly every authority on entrepreneurship recognizes the importance of self-motivation and self-determination for entrepreneurial success. Goodman states that self-determination is a crucial sign of a successful entrepreneur, because successful entrepreneurs act out of choice. They are never victims of fate. They believe that their success or failure depends on their own actions. This quality is known as an internal locus of control. 5. Management of risk. Risk is at the very heart of running your own business, and the ability to manage risk is one of the qualities of any successful entrepreneur. Dorsey, 2003, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. The general public often believes that entrepreneurs take high risks. However, that is usually not true. First, more than 2/3 of those trying to get a business started have a full or part-time job, or they are running another business. They do not put all of their resources and time into the venture, until it appears to be viable. Entrepreneurs often define the risks early in the process, and minimize them to the extent possible. 6. Seeing changes as opportunities. To the general public, change is often frightening, and is something to be avoided. Entrepreneurs, however, see change as normal and necessary. They search for change, respond to it, and exploit it as an opportunity, which is the basis of innovation. Lamming and Cole, 2007. 7. Tolerance for ambiguity. The life of an entrepreneur is unstructured. No one is setting schedules, or step-by-step processes for the entrepreneur to follow. There is no guarantee of success. Uncontrollable factors such as the economy, the weather, and changes in consumer tastes often have a dramatic effect on a business. An entrepreneur's life has been described as a professional life, riddled with ambiguity, a consistent lack of clarity. The successful entrepreneur feels comfortable with this uncertainty. O'Neill, 1993. Quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. 8. Initiative and a need for achievement. Almost everyone agrees that successful entrepreneurs take the initiative in situations where others may not. Their willingness to act on their ideas often distinguishes them from those who are not entrepreneurs. Many people have good ideas, but these ideas are not converted into action. Entrepreneurs act on their ideas because they have a high need for achievement, shown in many studies to be higher than that of the general population. That achievement motive is converted into drive, and initiative that results in accomplishments. 9. Detail orientation and perfectionism. Entrepreneurs are often perfectionists, and striving for excellence, or perfection, helps make the business successful. Attention to detail, and the need for perfection, results in a quality product or service. However, this often becomes a source of frustration for employees, who may not be perfectionists themselves. Because of this, the employees may perceive the entrepreneur as a difficult employer. For instance, I know of an entrepreneur who is into printing, and has magnificent printing press in the heart of Abuja, Nigeria. There is virtually no human being, no matter how good you are, that this man would not abuse, dress down or embarrass. Such is the trait in an entrepreneur. For an employee who wants to make a career in that enterprise, he must be tolerant, and pretend that nothing happened. 10. Perception of passing time. Entrepreneurs are aware that time is passing quickly, and they therefore often appear to be impatient. Because of this time orientation, nothing is ever done soon enough, and everything is a crisis. Lamming and Cole, 2007. 11. Creativity. One of the reasons entrepreneurs are successful is that they have imagination and can envision alternative scenarios. Goodman, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. They have the ability to recognize opportunities that other people do not see. Nolan Bushnell, who created the first home video game and the Chuck E. Cheese character, believes the act of creation is nothing more than taking something standard in one business and applying it to another. 12. Ability to see the big picture. Entrepreneurs often see things in a holistic sense. They can see the big picture when others see only the parts. Lamming and Cole, 2007. One study found that successful owners of manufacturing firms gathered more information about the business environment, and more often, than those who were less successful. This process, known as scanning the environment, allows the entrepreneur to see the entire business environment and the industry, and helps to formulate the larger picture of the business activity. This is an important step in determining how the company will compete. Box, 1993. Quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. 13. Motivating factors. Although many people believe that entrepreneurs are motivated by money, other factors are actually more important. The need for achievement, mentioned earlier, and a desire for independence are more important than money. Entrepreneurs often decide to start their own businesses, in order to avoid having a boss. Many are self-employed for less pay than they would receive if they worked for someone else. O'Neill, 1993, who studied approximately 3,000 entrepreneurs, identified the following factors as very important reasons for being self-employed. 1. To use personal skills and abilities. 2. To gain control over his or her life. 3. To build something for the family. 4. Because he or she liked the challenge. 5. To live how and where he or she chooses. Other studies have identified other motivating factors, such as the need for recognition, a need for tangible and meaningful rewards, and a need to satisfy expectations. Lamming and Cole, 2007. 14. Self-efficacy. A recent study has suggested that the concept of self-efficacy influences a person's entrepreneurial intentions. Boyes and Vozikas, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. Self-efficacy has been defined as a person's belief in his or her capability to perform a task. One study found that a sense of personal efficacy that is both accurate and strong is essential to the initiation and persistence of performance in all aspects of human development. Lent and Hackett, quoted in Lamming and Cole, 2007. A separate study looked at the concept of thought self-leadership, TSL, and self-efficacy. TSL states that people develop functional and dysfunctional habits in the ways they think. This in turn influences their perceptions, the way they process information, and the choices they made. Thus, entrepreneurs may develop a habit of opportunity thinking, a functional habit that focuses on opportunities and positive ways of handling challenging situations. The dysfunctional way of thinking, known as obstacle thinking, focuses on negative aspects of a problem and would most likely result in giving up. 1. Personal sacrifices. Especially in the early years of a business, the entrepreneur often works extremely long hours, possibly 6 or 7 days each week. This leaves almost no time for recreation, family life, or personal reflection. The business consumes the entrepreneur's life. This often results in a strain on family relationships, and a high level of stress. The entrepreneur must ask how much he or she is willing to sacrifice to make the business successful. 2. Burden of responsibility, or jack of all trades. The entrepreneur has a burden of responsibility, unlike that of corporate workers. In corporations, employees are usually surrounded by other people, at the same level, with the same concerns. It is possible to share information at lunch, or after work, to have a sense of companionship. The entrepreneur, however, knows that it is lonely at the top. No one else in the company has invested his or her life savings. No one else must ensure that enough money is available to meet the payroll at the end of the month. The entrepreneur must also be jack of all trades. While corporate workers usually specialize in specific areas, such as marketing, finance, or personnel, entrepreneurs must manage all of these functions, until the business is profitable enough to hire employees with necessary expertise. The need to be an expert in many areas is an enormous burden. 3. Little margin for error. Large corporations often make decisions that prove to be unprofitable. They introduce products that are not well accepted, and they open stores in unprofitable locations. Many large corporations will usually survive because they have adequate financial resources to pay for the losses. Small businesses, however, operate on a thin financial cushion, because the only financial resources available are those of the entrepreneur. Even after years of successful operation, one wrong decision, or weakness in management can result in the end of the business. 4.1. The role of entrepreneurship in an economy. Entrepreneurship has been recognized as an important aspect and functioning of organization and economies. Dixon et al., 2008. It contributes in an immeasurable ways toward creating new job, wealth creation, poverty reduction, and income generating for both government and individuals. Schumpeter, in 1934, argued that entrepreneurship is very significant to the growth and development of economies. Xteristics, 2005, quoted in Garba, 2010. Entrepreneurship leads to poverty reduction. For instance, the federal government had since 1999 been injecting funds into different skills acquisition programs, small businesses, support for the informal sector, through provision of credit facilities for boisterous economic activities, at the rural community level. This is a decision in the direct direction, as majority of the population live in the rural areas, and an improvement in the quality of life would prevent migration of the residents of the rural communities to the urban centers. The implication of this is that it will create employment opportunities, thus leading to greater reduction in social maladies or vices. The widespread and acceptance of entrepreneurship education is a clear indication of its usefulness and importance in the present realities. The development of entrepreneurship will go a long way in providing the necessary impetus for economic growth and development. It will be crucial in boosting productivity, increasing competition and innovation, creating employment and prosperity, and revitalizing economies. SBS, 2002, Enricha and Lamb, 2006. Koche, 2009, defined social responsibility as the obligation of managers to pursue the policies, to make decisions, or to follow lines of action which are desirable in terms of objectives and values of our society. The social responsibility of economic enterprises is in the efficient use of resources to produce economic wealth, production of goods and services to satisfy people's material wants. In the production of goods and services, a business enterprise is socially responsible in such a way that no restriction is placed upon the legitimate rights and interests of any person. To observe by word and deed the ethical standards of society, business enterprises discharge their obligations to employees by giving them better than competitive wage and fringe benefits, economical prices, and quality merchandise to consumers. Gifts and scholarships to educational institutions in their vicinity, in terms of education and research, which have a direct relationship to the future of the business, by making available better trained human resources, or advanced knowledge which will be beneficial to the business, donations, provision of social infrastructures. For example, clinic, good roads, etc. to the community where the enterprise is situated, donating services and maintaining uneconomical operations, job generation for people of the community, and free tax collections and donations of services for gifted managers to the government. 4.0. Conclusion. The success of entrepreneurship depends on the possession of certain character traits. These traits are required for successful business initiation, management, and growth. Entrepreneurship have both the negative and positive sides. So, intending and practicing entrepreneurs should be ready to bear both burdens and benefits of entrepreneurship. 5.0. Summary. Entrepreneurs possess some peculiar character traits, which include desire for independence, self-confidence, willingness to take risk, and ability to recognize opportunity, high need for achievement, creativeness, and innovativeness, among others. The advantages of entrepreneurship include autonomy, feelings of accomplishments, and full financial control. The dark side of entrepreneurship are little margin of errors, personal sacrifices, and full responsibility. The contributions of entrepreneurship towards economic development are manifested in employment, or job creation, poverty alleviation, income generation for government, and social responsibility.